Hello and welcome to another Sinister Sunday. Our story today starts at 1000 Lombard in California. Do you think a tarot card reader could actually curse a house during a party? Let's find out. Patricia Matandon, a charming, savvy, and beautiful Oklahoma-born girl, launched her career in the fashion industry before becoming a San Francisco talk show host and journalist. Patricia moved into an apartment on San Francisco's famous Crooked Block, Lombard Street, in 1960. She lived there happily in her Russian Hill abode for 8 years, until things began to go awry following an astrology-themed party she hosted in the apartment. Located at the iconic corner of Leavenworth and Lombard, the most crooked block in the world, Patricia's apartment was the perfect setting for a party, but it also became a fitting backdrop for mid-century Gothic. Even eerier, that Charles Manson and the Zodiac Killer were wreaking havoc just blocks down the road. At that faithful astrology party in 1967, one of the attractions, a tarot card reader, displayed bizarre behavior, storming off in a huff while spewing out a curse over Patricia and her home. Soon after, a series of hauntings began to occur, from spectral laughter and faint music that seemingly was coming from within the apartment on repeat, to constant rushes of cold wind despite locked doors and windows, and strange disembodied footsteps. The paranormal events were stacking up quickly. The paranormal wasn't the only thing going on. Patricia was also a victim of physical crimes following the party, including robbery, harassment, possible arson, and more. Patricia eventually was able to escape the haunted apartment on the hill when she married real estate tycoon and local legend Al Winsley. But just a few short weeks after the wedding, a tragic fire at the apartment broke out and a homicide investigation ensued, though none of the clues led to any conclusive resolutions. Saddest of all, 3 of Patricia's closest girlfriends, all of whom had separately lived in the apartment between 1968 and 1969, passed away unexpectedly. Determined to honor her late friends and to heal from the trauma of the experiences at 1000 Lombard Street, Patricia set off on her own investigation to uncover the root of the apparent curse. Digging into the city's dark history, local reports from past residents, and reviewing all the evidence from both the police and the paranormal investigations, Patricia's tale suggests that perhaps something not of this realm is responsible for all the suspicious activity. Let's go a little more into the last happy party thrown at 1000 Lombard. Patricia brought some guests of honor, palmists, astrologers, crystal gazers, and card readers to her zodiac-themed party to entertain and mystify her other guests. The trouble began when Pat forgot to bring the tarot card reader the drink she had promised. She said, "I'm so sorry, I'll get you one." But he didn't even allow her to finish. He bolted to his feet and exclaimed loudly that he had never been so insulted in his life. Quivering with rage, he directed a stream of abuse at Pat. He said he had never been treated so rudely, and that Pat was an insufferable, ungracious hostess, and he would be leaving, but not before he made certain that Pat would never have another happy moment in that house again. And Pat will never forget the words he said after that. "I lay a curse upon you in this house. I do not forget and I do not forgive. Remember that." That was the last happy party in the house after the tarot card reader uttered those words. An unnatural chill took over the house. Even though the thermostat was permanently set at 90, spots of deathly cold would cause the dog to bark and growl at empty spots, as if there was an intruder in the home. Pat would find doors in the house mysteriously locked from the inside in empty rooms. Mournful screams would echo through the empty house. Mysterious blood-like stains would appear and mysteriously grow on the white ceiling of the house. The curse reached a deadly plateau on June 20th, 1969, when Mary Louise Ward, Patricia's close friend and personal secretary, was staying at the house. Patricia was away promoting her book, How to Be a Party Girl. One morning, a mysterious blaze broke out in the master bedroom. The fire department quickly arrived, but were slow by the locked front door. The door, however, was locked from the inside. Also, the master bedroom door was locked again. The lifeless body of Mary Louise lay inside. The fire department's investigations were inconclusive about the cause of the fire and the cause of Mary Louise's death. She didn't suffer any burns, nor had she been a victim of smoke inhalation. There were no signs of injury. Her internal organs were undamaged, and she did not suffocate. The most suspicious discovery was that she had actually died before the fire took place. Sadly, Mary Louise was not the last victim of the curse of 1000 Lombard Street. 2 other of Patricia's close friends would also commit suicide in that house before the year was up. After this, Patricia was desperate to remove the curse from her home. She sent in psychics, who agreed to perform an exorcism. They eventually managed to rid the home of the tarot card reader's curse. However, Patricia could no longer bear to live in the house. She moved out and abandoned the house. Money was of little concern. She had recently married Butter Baron Alfred Wilsley. Since then, the house has been quiet, except for tourists who constantly travel there to view the most crooked street in the world. If you're ever in the area, and you go visit Lombard Street for yourself, and you're really brave to stop in front of 1000 Lombard, take a picture, and then look to see if you captured any ghosts. Due to the terrifying curse, only the very brave dare to stand out front. Thank you so much for joining us on another Sinister Sunday. We'll see you on the next one.